Welcome to DCE Digital Learning. Myself Taramani S. Once again welcoming to one more session regarding this bill of exchange. This is the subject accounting and financial management, and in this the third unit we have this bill of exchange chapter, and this is pertaining to the program BCE. In this session, let us learn about accommodation bills and learn even solving of problems. What is this accommodation bill? See, normally what happens is there will be a trading transaction between the seller and the purchaser, that is a credit transaction, and as soon as a credit transaction is done, the concerned seller of goods, that is who has sold goods on credit, will be drawing the bill on the concerned purchaser, and that person who draws the bill of exchange is whom do we call the drawer, and the person on whom the bill is drawn is whom do we call the drawee. Then the bill is drawn by the drawer. It will be sent to the drawee for acceptance. The drawee will accept the bill by means of putting his signature on the bill of exchange with the date, writing the word accepted, and then he will return this bill to the drawer. Then on the due date, the bill will be presented to the drawee, and the drawee will be either honoring this bill or dishonoring this bill. But what is this accommodation bill? Here there is no trading transaction only. There is no purchases or sales. No such transactions will be there between the seller and the purchaser. And just to provide some financial assistance either to themselves or to both the parties, a bill will be drawn simply. This is what we call an accommodation bill. So in case there are two businessmen, in case one of them wants financial assistance, he will make an arrangement with one of his fellow businessmen, and the bill will be drawn, and the person who draws the bill, once again he will be called as a drawer only, and the other person who is agreeing to accommodate for this arrangement, he will put his signature and he will be the drawee for this bill. Then it will be given back to the drawer of the bill. Then on the due date, the bill will be honored. But in this case, to honor the bill, the drawee is not having any amount as such, because he has not either purchased the bill from the drawer or purchased any goods from the drawer, and he is having nothing to do regarding the finance related to the bill. So just before the due date, the drawer of the bill gives the amount of the bill, so that the drawee is to the drawee has to settle the payment to the drawer's banker, because the drawer of the bill, as soon as it is being accepted, he will be discounting the bill with his banker, and the banker will be presenting this bill to the drawee for receiving payment. So as the drawee has not received any amount on the bill, the drawer has to facilitate him the amount, so that he is honoring the bill on the due date to the drawer's banker. So this is the arrangement that will be done in case of accommodation bill. And this is also known by two more different names like kite bill and even finance bill. And there are some three methods of getting accommodation of finance in case of accommodation bill. The first method is for the accommodation of the drawer only. So the person who needs finance is only the drawer. So he will be drawing this bill on the drawee. Then the drawer, after receiving the acceptance, he gets the bill discounted from his banker. Then on the due date, the drawee has to meet the bill which will be presented to him from drawer's banker, and the drawer has to provide the full amount, so that the drawee can honor the bill. This is the first one. Then for the mutual accommodation of the mutual accommodation, that is both the drawer and the drawee. In this case, a bill will be drawn and by one person, he is a drawer, and it will be accepted from another person who will be the drawee, and the drawer will be getting the amount by means of discounting that bill with his banker. Then whatever the amount they receive, that is after deducting the amount of discount which will be charged by the drawer's banker, the amount will be shared between drawer and drawee as per their agreement. Then finally, the drawee has to make the payment to the drawer's banker on the due date. So, what the drawer has to do is, just before the due date, he has to provide the amount, how much ever is utilized by him, the portion of the bill he has to provide it to the drawee, so that the drawee can honor the bill that will be presented to him by the drawer's banker. This is the second method. Then for the mutual accommodation of the drawer and the drawee, each drawing a bill of equal or different amounts on the other. So drawer, there are two businessmen, A and B. A draws a bill on B, B accepts it and gives it back to A. So A is a drawer and B is a drawee in this case. In the same way, on the same date, what drawee of the first bill does, he draws one more bill on B, draws a bill on A, and A accepts it and gives back to B. So B in the second bill will be the drawer and A will be the drawee. That is for the second bill. Like that, if they make arrangement, this is what we call for the accommodation of the drawer and drawee. That means both are separate bills, and both what they'll do is they'll get their bills discounted with their bankers and get financial assistance, and on the concerned due dates, the other party has to meet the bill. So like that, there are three methods of getting the amount in case of accommodation bills. Then we'll solve a very simple problem on the same thing, that is accommodation bills. On 1/1/2001, Balram accepted a 2 months bill for rupees 20,000 for the accommodation of Jairam. Right? Balram is accepting means Balram is the drawee, acceptor, and Jairam is the drawer. The bill was discounted with the bankers for rupees 18,750. Right? So Jairam is a drawer, Balram is a drawee, value is 20,000 drawn on 1/1/2001. Then Jairam is getting the bill discounted with his banker for 18,750. That means, what is the remaining amount? 20,000 value of the bill minus 18,750. This is what we call the amount of discount that is charged by the banker, which is nothing other than the amount of interest that will be allowed by the banker for giving a short-term loan, that is on the discounting of the bill of exchange. Then on the due date, Jairam pays to Balram 20,000 to meet the bill, because Balram is in no way concerned with the finance. He just accepted the bill just as a matter of courtesy, so that Jairam is getting some financial help. So on the due date, in case Balram has to honor the bill, Jairam has to provide the finance. So on the due date, what Jairam has to do, and he did here, is Jairam pays to Balram 20,000. Yeah, he paid the full amount of the value of the bill 20,000 to Balram, and now the bill will be presented by Jairam's banker to Balram. So in this case, Balram accepted, that is Balram honored the bill. The reason being, Jairam gave the full value of 20,000 to him so that he can honor the bill. So what here we have to do is, assuming the bill is met, we have to pass entries in the books of both the parties. This is a very kind of simple way of solving this problem or passing of journal entries is very simple, which we know it already, right? Write the heading journal entries in the books of Jairam, that is a drawer. January 1st, bills receivable account debited to Balram's account. That means we received the acceptance on the bill. And who gave the acceptance? Balram, just as a matter of courtesy, so that we are getting finance, even though he has not made any even though he has not made any trading transaction, he has accepted our bill. So he is the giver of acceptance. We received the acceptance on the bill. Then on the same date, what we did is, to get the finance on the bill, we met our banker, that is Jairam met his banker, and he discounted the bill. So how much ever the amount he is receiving, that amount debit cash account 18,750, because it is told in the problem he is receiving 18,750, right? Then two bills receivable account, because bill is going out now to the hands of our banker. So 20,000 is going out, the value of the bill. Then discount amount, that is 1,250. Yes, this amount we are losing because it is a kind of interest for us. To get the financial assistance, we have to meet that expense 1,250. So this is the entry that we have to pass for discounting of the bill, which we have already learned in some previous sessions. Then on March 4th, so that Balram is able to honor the bill when it is presented to him by our banker, what this Jairam did is, to Balram he paid the full value of the bill. So to cash account 20,000, Balram is receiving 20,000. The same way, in the books of the drawee Balram, we have to pass the entries. First, for giving acceptance, Jairam is a receiver of the acceptance on the bill. Two bills payable account, because we have given acceptance on the bill. Bill is going out to the hands of Jairam. Then on March 4th, we are receiving cash from Jairam. So cash account is debited with the 20,000. We are receiving cash from him. Then who gave this cash? Jairam, the drawer of the bill, gave it to us so that we can meet the bill. So to Jairam's account credit the giver 20,000. Then on the same date, the bill is presented to us from Jairam's banker and we honored the bill. That is the entry we have to pass on the same date, that is on the due date itself. Bills payable account debited, we are receiving the bill from Jairam's banker, debit what comes in 20,000, we are paying cash, full cash, to cash account 20,000. So this is how we have to solve a problem in case we are asked to pass journal entries regarding accommodation bill. So journal entries, these kinds of journal entries are not new to us. We have already learned it in the previous sessions, but only one difference is there. So one thing we should be knowing, there is no entry for sales or purchases, because no such trading transactions are being done. Simply for the sake of financial assistance, they have made this arrangement. So no entries for sales or purchases. That is one thing. And one more thing, on the due date or just before the due date, the drawer of the bill has to provide the amount to the drawee so that he can honor the bill. So that one extra entry has to be there in the books of the drawer and drawee. In the books of the drawer for making payment to the drawee. In the books of the drawee for receiving the amount from the drawer. Otherwise, the other entries will be which we know it already. So here we learnt about accommodation bills, and we solved a problem also on the same thing. So if you want have further readings on this kind of bill, or in case you want to solve a few more problems on the same topic, you can refer this book, The Accountancy by Dr. T.V. Raju and Dr. K. Sheshamurthy. Thank you.